Welcome to episode 1 of the Botanical Castles. Here I am just drawing the initial idea sketch out on paper with an ink pen. These ink pens are my favorite. They're the Sharpie S Gel 0.7, and this project is going to be using recycled materials, mainly recycled cardboard from mailing packages, boxes that I've had around the house that otherwise would just be thrown away. I wanted to turn into something creative and something beautiful. Titling it Botanical Castle, but you'll see as the episodes go on, this turns more into a cotton candy whimsical castle. The size is about 4 or 5 inches square. I wanted it to have a medieval feel. I wanted it to have steep pitched roofs. I wanted it to have arched windows, a central column. The central tower is made out of a cylinder mailing tube. I wanted it to have some fanciful detailing, lots of arches. The front gate, you'll see in a minute, I turn more into a hobbit hole that's curved at the bottom. Um, on the central tower, there are some lovely arches. This is what I wanted the front to look like, with arched windows in the front. The 4 columns on each of the corners are going to be rounded. There's some keystoning, flagstone, not flagstone, but um, keystoning on the outside of the gate that is going to be made up from recycled egg carton. The second rendering I'm doing is going to be a perspective 3D drawing of the corner of the castle. I kind of wanted to get a better idea of what it would look like in a 3D space. So here I've just got 2 sides, a 2-point perspective drawing. The corner columns I wanted to be rounded and to have kind of like a Romanesque feel to them. You'll see later that the materials I used for the corner um, were the two plastic wrap, some cling film that I had used up. The tube, the cardboard tube is a good size for this. Again, with the steep pitched roofs that I used chipboard for. Again, these keystone blocks are going to be you are going to be made out of recycled egg carton. I kind of wanted it to have a hobbit hole feel again, so I rounded out the bottom of the arch. Let's not forget those beautiful arches on the central tower. The detailing on this roof was kind of intense, kind of intense to do because it's so detailed. Lots of 3D features to it and lots of little detailed painting pieces. On the left and right side here, I've got some Tudor look to it. I wanted this to stick out of the wall, so I used layers of cardboard and then to kind of have the 3D effect, I drew kind of what it would look like with the different beams and posts to get kind of a medieval town feel to it. Again, the materials I'm going to be using are all recycled, except for the hot glue, the Elmer's glue, and the paint. Even the even the sketch paper I'm using right now is a calendar from 2024. This I'm just rendering out what I wanted the backside to look like. And the corner columns are going to be rounded. I wanted kind of like a, almost like a breakfast nook. I can't remember the architectural term for this particular feature. It ended up looking a little bit different on the actual finished piece, which you'll see in a future episode. Again, with the arches and the detailing on the roof, and a little bit of outlining here. I wanted the whole thing to have kind of a whimsical feel to it. So lots of arches, lots of pointy roofs. And in a minute, I add some flying buttresses to this sketch, but that didn't actually make it into the original design. It just didn't quite work out in the 3D space the way I wanted it to. Not forgetting the arched roofs. Here's those flying buttresses that I really liked in the drawing, but it didn't quite come out in the actual piece at the end, which is okay. That's what the sketching phase is to do, is to think on paper and think out loud, um, to figure out what I wanted this project to look like. Now I just do some rough calculations of a size. It ended up being probably about 2 inches bigger than initially anticipated, which is fine. I made the base a little bit bigger than the 5 inches that I have written down right here. So I will see you in the next episode.